you're having a good day. I thought I would bring to you a restorative yoga. I don't normally do restorative for when I teach, but I do it in my home. A lot of times I'll do it in the evenings before bed or in the morning if I need just to kind of wake myself up. Hence why I've got my coffee here today. For those of you who have ever done coffee and yoga with me at the Tribe, this will be even more chill than that, but it'll be in a similar vein that we can hopefully pause, take a sip of coffee, and enjoy being in a position. This would be a great yoga sequence to do after a workout, so you might consider adding it to that. But we're going to start off in simple seated. So a lot of times the simple seated, people are in crisscross applesauce, which is fine, meaning kind of your legs are tucked under. But our goal is actually to pull that out and flatten our legs towards the ground. So you may try to move around in that. You might move around on your sit bones, just get them nice and strong into the mat. And then I'd love for you to close your eyes. And we're going to start ourselves off with a breathing exercise. So we're going to take our left hand over our heart or our chest and our right hand in our belly. And we're just going to breathe in, breathe out, sigh it out. So I want you to breathe in through your nose, sigh it out of your mouth. Breathe in through your nose, sigh it out. Good. Now we're going to add a little dynamic to this, and we're going to change up our breath as we go along. So we're going to, you can either keep your hands here, or if it feels more comfortable to come down to your side, that's fine. But we're going to breathe in through our mouth and out through our nose. So breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose. In. One more time. Now switch back to your regular breathing. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out. One more time. This time I want you to, we're going to continue to breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, but I want you to do it to a count of 5. So very, very slowly, really drawing that breath in, and then slowly exhaling it out, seeing if you can go longer than 5 on the exhale. So here we go. All right, release your hands if you've had them up along your chest. Bring them down to your sides, either on your knees. Before you go any further, you might press pause. You're going to need a couple of things. If you happen to have a strap, that would be awesome, or a band of any kind. You can also use a rope if you have a rope, or a bungee cord, even a very secure extension cord, or a t-shirt. Just take it, make it long ways, you'll be good. So, but if you have a strap, take it about a little wider than shoulder width. Pull the shoulders back. And what I want you to do is bring it down, breathe in, breathe out. Oh, I forgot to tell you the other things you'll need. So you need this strap. The other thing, if you have a yoga block, grab a yoga block. If not, I'm going to show you how to use a blanket as another option. So find a blanket that you're able to roll up a little bit, and that'll suffice for what we're doing today. And then lastly, maybe grab a pillow. I've grabbed a decorative long one, but you can grab a normal pillow is fine, or if you have a body pillow, even a couch pillow, a smaller one, not these nice big bulky ones, but that up there could work as what we'd call a bolster. So any of those would work. So grab those things, press pause, grab those things, and then come back. And then when we do, bring your shoulders back, bring that strap in your hand, breathe in and come up nice and tall. Hold here. Pull, you're pushing against it, but not like gonna rip it out of your hands. Good. Make sure the shoulders are back, make sure the core is engaged. Sit bones are strong on the ground. Good. And then simply take that strap and lean it over. See if you can keep your spine upright and just move your arms. Good. Come back to center. And the other side. Good. Back to center, and this time allow your body to lean with it just a bit. Good. Come back to center. And to the other side. You can hold each of these positions longer than I'm doing them. You can go back and forth multiple times. We're just going to do it once today. And then I want you to take the strap, bring it back behind. So we're in our cactus pose, but holding on to our strap. You might have to loosen against that strap if you need to. That's fine. I loosened too much. And then bring those elbows down. And then flip the arms back so that you're, if you can see, here. Then bring it back up. Oh yeah. Bring those elbows down. And then raise up. Good. Let's do that one more time. Bring the elbows down. Bring the arms around. Bring it up. And all the way. Good. Now, I want you to take that strap, bring it out in front of you. Bring it right about shoulder level. And then I want you to twist your torso. Take your gaze to that left hand. Really twist. And then come back to center. And twist to the other side. I should have mentioned this earlier on, but if this sitting in this simple seated is too much for you, sitting up on a blanket or the block is a really helpful way to alleviate some of that pressure. So you might take that blanket, bring it up, you come up nice and higher, and that really helps. All right, so come back into your simple seated, and we're going to take our left leg, raise that left hip, and come into a crooked leg stance here. So front leg still in that simple seated position, and left leg is out to the side. We're going to raise up, and then we're going to go over this leg. It's going to feel a little funky, maybe not quite right, so be gentle. Remember, this is restorative. And then take the hand and bring it all the way around. Now this will open up. This will feel good. Really pull that shoulder back so you're nice and open. Come back to center. Let's do it one more time. Bring that right hand overhead. And come all the way down onto that right elbow, left arm overhead. Good. Come back to center. Switch legs. So your left leg's going to come into that simple seated, right leg out to the side. Breathe in, come up high. And stretch. Yeah, this leg for me is a lot more tight. Good. Come all the way over onto that left elbow. Come up. See how we're holding these positions and how perfect they are for coffee moments? And back over. Good. Bring both legs forward and come into staff position. Raise your arms up. And then we're gonna fold over our legs. So one thing when we fold, shoot you off to the side, is we wanna make sure that we keep a nice long spine. So we don't want to round our back and reach as far as we can. So try to keep engaged. Good. All right, raise up. Now, take your right leg and bring it back into this kind of, I always call this a runner stretch, I don't know that it is, but come in and fold over just this left leg. Be gentle. See how I'm not going very far down? You might have more to you. But press the back of your legs into the mat. And then come up. And then we're going to twist our body. You might grab the blanket for this. We'll see what you guys think. You're gonna twist your body over to this left side, and then you're going to bring your body down. So you're kind of folding over this hip. This right hip is gonna come up, that's fine. The big thing is you wanna try to drive this knee down. So if it's raising up, that's okay, but just make sure that you're driving it down. Hold this. You can hold this position for quite a while. So you might not need the blanket. You can bring your elbows down, it's just a little deeper, but remember, this is restorative, so don't push yourself so hard that it's not a little bit relaxing. Raise up. Again, you can pause me at any point and hold it longer if it feels good. Take a nice breath in, come up high, and back into that staff fold. Good. You're going to take that left leg, bend it back, raise up, and fold over. Remember, you might not go quite as far. Maybe take a sip of coffee. And raise up. Take that body, twist it all the way around, and then start to bring your body. Now so I've noticed like this side, I can't twist nearly as far. So it's gonna be harder for me to get down. I'm gonna definitely need a blanket, or you can even use a yoga block. The longer you stay in these positions, the more your body releases into them. So don't be afraid to pause me and allow your body with each breath to get a little deeper. When you breathe in, you're taking that oxygen and it's sending it to the muscle that's at work at the moment. So send that oxygen in and really work that muscle. All right, come up. Good. Now come back into that staff fold. One last time, fold over. You might notice that each time you're able to go a little bit further, a little deeper. And then for kind of our last true staff fold, we're gonna just go ahead and round that back and go as deep as you want. Good. All right, release. Now, take your right leg, cross it over your left, and bring your hands behind to kind of secure, and you're going to bring that left foot into a knee bend as close to your body as you want. You're gonna probably have to keep your hands back to kind of keep that adjustment. This is our figure 4 position. So you can stay still in this position. This is a great position to kind of just stay still, breathe, and let that muscle work. Or if you want to add a little movement, you can twist it to one side and the other. You might find that there's, like, this side doesn't really give much of a stretch for me, but I know for other people it does. For me, it's more this way, and I can almost feel it like a foam roller working my muscles. Now you can stay here and just hold this position, breathe in, breathe out through it, move around in it. Or if you want to take it a little bit deeper, we're going to do baby cradle today. So we're going to take our left hand, wrap it around that leg, and I should turn towards you. Take your right arm around the knee and grab it. Now, I can easily do this, but that's taken years of practice. So it might be that you're here, where your arm is just barely holding and arm is holding here. That's fine. I do want you to work towards getting it further in. And then you're going to take that left leg, straighten it out. Now, once you're here, a lot of times we curl our back in this position, so make sure that you get that back up straight. And you might even lean forward a little bit and back. Or if you want to do it truly like a baby, you can cradle side to side. Again, find where you feel the stretch, where it feels good. Good. Oh yeah, I needed that. All right, release. I like to do a mini little staff fold here. Just, oh yeah, feel the difference in my legs all of a sudden. And then release. Take that left leg, cross it over the right, plant your hands, bend the knee, come into that figure 4. So you know where we're headed, and that is always so tempting. I know even in my instruction, I'm tempted to just move right into it, but don't cheat the second side. You got to make sure that we give it its due, let it warm up before we take it to the next level. So don't go straight to baby cradle. Stay here in figure 4, move it around, see what feels good. Yeah. As my yoga instructor who got me certified, it all just feels so yummy. So now let's work on that baby cradle. So take that arm around the foot and around the knee, or hands, wherever you are, and then straighten that right leg out. Pull that leg into you and make sure you straighten that back. Flex that foot. Don't forget this leg. It's important for stability. So press it into the mat. The more you're engaged in more areas while you're doing these yoga stretches, the more you're stretching. Maybe lean forward, maybe lean back. Good. And release. Come into that staff, and then I want you to take your feet, bring them together, and come into a butterfly position. So get your sit bones nice and strong. Knees out. You might be grabbing at your ankles or at the knees, or if you can, grab at your toes, grab at your toes. Lean forward, but don't round the back to do that. So you can lean forward always, hinge basically, but don't round the back to get further into the pose. Breathe here. Drive the knees down towards the mat. Hold it. And release. Take your feet out wide. So I always say some people have really wide A, and other people like me have little V, and that's fine. And this is another place that if you're feeling like, okay, as soon as I get here, the only way I can stay in this position is rounding my back. Take that blanket or the block, and I pretty much always do this when I'm in my V position because I tend to not have that mobility for some reason. So get nice and tall, reach up, and then just take your hands and spider crawl them forward. Keep a nice long back. Don't worry about folding all the way over. Worry about being engaged and getting the stretch. And then slowly walk your hands over to the left. Turn that torso. Breathe through it. And then take that left hand, bring it in onto the inside, roll the right shoulder up, open up, and turn that side body. Get a nice side stretch. Good. Come up. Take a breath in. Exhale, walk back down, forward. Maybe notice that you're able to go a little deeper. And slowly walk those hands all the way over to the right. Hello, coffee. Then take that right hand, bring it onto the inside, turn it so that the palm is up. Turn the left shoulder up. Really come all the way over. Yep. Good. Come all the way up. All right. We're just going to do a couple more poses, and these are some really restorative ones for you to finish off. I always think an inversion's really good. The inversions tend to be fairly intense, and so we're going to do a restorative inversion today with legs up a wall. So legs up a wall, a truly, really restorative, beautiful way to do legs up a wall. I hope y'all can see me all the way back here, is to come up against a wall, preferably a flat wall, not one with a bunch of ridges like mine. Get your behind all the way up against that wall, and then just bring your legs up, bring your arms out, stay here. We're gonna do a little more engaged, but if that is something that you're like, ooh, I wanna do that, then go for it. All I want you to do is come onto your mat, lay down, and make sure your block or blanket are nearby. And you're going to take your shoulders, drive them back, and raise your legs up into that legs up a wall. If you have a block, I want you to rock your hips up and come onto the block into this restorative inversion. I'd love for you to pause and hold this position for 1 to 2 minutes. It's really good to invert, especially when we're being cooped up in our homes. I think the idea of just getting that blood flow reversal is so good for us. If you don't have a block, here's where you can change it up and use the blanket. Just simply roll that blanket up as best you can. and bring it underneath and raise up. And hold that position. Okay, so pause me, hold the position, and then come back, and we've got 2 more beautiful restorative positions. So for our next position, this has probably become one of my favorites. You're gonna use either a block or a blanket. I think the blanket is actually preferable, but if you have a block, it's also really nice. We're gonna do restorative fish, and I'm gonna do it as butterfly fish because I like the butterfly position. So butterfly here, you're gonna take that blanket, roll it up, and bring it right at the small of your back, and then use your hands to gently walk down onto your elbows. This is fish position here, but we're doing restorative. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna keep rolling down on our back. Let the top of our head come down. Let our arms splay out. Take a breath and release everything. Release your legs, release your hips. Oh, I could stay here all day. Just breathe. Slowly walk up. Again, pause me. Stay there for 5 minutes. Stay there for as long as you want. It's such a good position to be in. Finally, our last restorative pose. You're like, you had me grab a pillow and I haven't even used it. So we're gonna do what's called a restorative child's pose. Child's pose is a restorative pose in and of itself. But sometimes, especially if we're tight, all of my little CrossFitter friends, when I notice when you get into child's pose, it almost doesn't feel super relaxing. And so this is a great way to make it more relaxing. So you're gonna, toes are touching, you sit down on those heels, bring that bolster, whatever it is for you, right in between here. And then you can bring your legs in or keep them wide, either way. And then walk your hands out. And you're gonna need to pick a side to relax the head and just lay on that pillow. Oh. Now you can stay here, like I said, a long time. But what I want you to make sure that you do, if you do stay here a long time, make sure that you evenly engage the neck. So you'll notice I've got this twist in my neck. And so make sure that about halfway through, you twist to the other side. And slowly walk up. So that's all for our poses today. I hope that gave you a little bit of a stretch, maybe something nice to relax you into sleep. I know for me, I've been struggling with going to sleep. As soon as I lay down, my mind is racing. So I want to encourage you, we're going to do one last breathing exercise that might help when you get into bed. But these poses also are a great way to release those things out of your body in a way. I think to be in one of those last positions, legs up a wall, fish pose or child's pose, and be in prayer is a great option, or just be in reflection. I really would encourage that. So let's finish off with a breathing. So I'm going to do it sitting up so that y'all can see, but if you're in, this would be a breathing exercise that you do in bed. So you'll get into bed and you'll have your pillow and allow your feet, I guess I should show you this part, to splay out. Like I want like complete relaxation. So I don't want you like be super stiff, but when you're in bed, just like as you would normally be in bed, relax that. And then you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna bring your palms up. And then what I want want you to do is close your eyes, and then we're going to fill our belly with air as if it's a balloon. So I want you to really feel the physicalness of the belly expanding, and then it's going to retract as we push out. So breathe in and engage all the muscles to bring all that air into space. So, and then when you breathe out, I want it to be complete relaxation. You're not pushing air out, you're not holding it back. It's just released. So just to the point where you are not pushing. Now breathe in, make that balloon really engage, and out. One more time. One more time. So that's a really great way. You don't want to be pushing breath really, really long as you're trying to head into sleep. That's activating your heart rate and your breath. But that release, that let go, is what you want. So I encourage you to try it out. I hope that you are all doing well, that we're all surviving all of this. And let me know if you want something else. I'd love to make a yoga video with your favorite things in it. So don't hesitate to holler at me and say, hey, I want to see this. I've got some time, and so I'd be happy to try it out for you. Thanks for joining me today. Have a good day, guys.